Ever notice how some people attract friends naturally? Everyone seems to like them, and you do too, but you're not quite sure why. Meanwhile, others fade into the background, struggle to make connections, and freeze up in tough social situations. A book written almost 90 years ago offers all the practical tools you need to make people genuinely like you, convince others to adopt your viewpoint, change people's behavior without creating resentment, and build lasting, meaningful friendships. What makes this book special isn't endless theory, but practical strategies you can use in your very next conversation. Today we're exploring Dale Carnegie's life-changing book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. What you're about to discover will truly transform how you interact with everyone around you. The surprising revelations in this video have the power to completely change your personal and professional relationships forever. These aren't just tips, they're proven secrets that can literally change your life. Before we continue, please subscribe to the Evolution Code. Hit the like button, leave a comment, and share this video so others can evolve alongside you. These small actions help our community grow and allow us to keep bringing you life-changing content. If you want honey, don't disturb the beehive. In other words, don't criticize, condemn, or complain. As Dale Carnegie wisely said, any fool can criticize, condemn, and complain, and most fools do. Think about phrases like, "You're nothing but a liar," "You should be ashamed of yourself," "You're so lazy," "He's always on her phone during meetings." Everyone wants to feel valued and important. Criticizing others is easy, but useless because it makes people defensive, damages self-esteem, and creates lasting resentment. When tempted to criticize, pause and ask yourself, what might explain this person's actions that I don't understand? Consider their background, circumstances, and challenges before jumping to conclusions. Criticism creates resentment that can simmer for years and explode at the worst possible moment. The momentary satisfaction isn't worth the long-term damage to your relationship. Remember, criticism hurts someone's self-image and makes them dislike you. Consider these statements. I truly appreciate all your hard work on this project. Your support today meant everything to the team. Thank you for being there when I needed you. Getting someone to do something requires making them actually want to do it. People act to feel appreciated and important. This is a fundamental human need. If you can satisfy this need, people will naturally be drawn to you. Take time to reflect on what you genuinely admire in others. Always ask yourself, what can I sincerely appreciate about this person? True appreciation comes from the heart, not as a tool to manipulate. This is entirely different from flattery, which should be avoided. Genuine appreciation sounds like, your presentation was really interesting. I learned several new things. Flattery sounds like, you're the absolute best presenter I've ever seen. Genuine appreciation sounds like your consistent hard work on this project hasn't gone unnoticed. Flattery sounds like, nobody else could have done such an amazing job. Genuine appreciation sounds like, I appreciate how you're always on time. Flattery sounds like, you're literally the only punctual person around here. Flattery is simply telling someone what you think they want to hear, while real appreciation stems from genuine gratitude. Flattery typically exaggerates and generalizes, which makes it feel insincere, as Dale Carnegie puts it. The only way on earth to influence other people is to talk about what they want and show them how to get it. Every action a person takes is driven by desire, something they want. Therefore, instead of focusing on your own wants, always frame conversations around what matters to your listener. Before speaking, ask yourself, how can I make this person actually want to do this? Gary Vaynerchuk, the successful entrepreneur and author, spends most of his hiring interviews identifying exactly what the candidate truly desires. Once he discovers their core motivation, he builds a vision, showing how that desire can help them succeed. He explains how the company can help them achieve their personal goals, then invites them to join and become part of this vision. To achieve your own goals, focus first on helping others achieve theirs. Discuss their desires and explain how your suggestions will help them reach what they want. By genuinely serving others without selfishness, you'll ultimately get what you need. As Carnegie states, the world is filled with self-seeking people. The rare individual who unselfishly tries to serve others has an enormous advantage. Can make more friends in 2 months by becoming truly interested in other people than you can in 2 years trying to get people interested in you. When someone admires us, we naturally become interested in them. Take time to do thoughtful, unselfish things that matter to others, like genuinely caring about their interests and passions. Being sincerely interested in someone builds more friendships quickly than trying to impress people over a long period. In reality, we woe and have many authentic friends if all we do is try to make people interested in us. Simple ways to show genuine interest include greeting people with enthusiasm and remembering important dates like birthdays. People are much more likely to help you when you demonstrate real interest in them first. Your smile is a messenger of your goodwill. Your smile brightens the lives of all who see it. A smile is a friendly, warm way to create a positive first impression. When you smile at someone, you're essentially saying, "I like you. You make me happy. I'm glad to see you." A smile is incredibly powerful. It can communicate goodwill even when not seen in person, such as during a phone call. It positively impacts everyone you interact with, even strangers who appreciate your friendly attitude. If you're feeling down, try smiling anyway. It can actually improve your mood. Remember that happiness isn't determined by external factors like possessions or companions, but by your internal thoughts and feelings about those things. The foundation of a good first impression starts with a genuine smile. A person's name is to that person the sweetest and most important sound in any language. Names contain a special magic we should respect. Our names hold a unique place in our hearts. They read truly ours and distinguish us from everyone else. Remembering names is crucial not just in politics but in business and social settings as well. Fortunately, when we hear someone's name for the first time, many of us don't make a real effort to remember it or pronounce it correctly. This leads to embarrassment later when we mispronounce their name or admit we've forgotten it. Develop your own name remembering system that fits your thinking style. This might be writing down names as soon as you hear them, asking people to spell their names, creating memorable mental associations, or using any technique that works for you. Finding your personal system for name recall is the key to remembering this important detail. Human nature makes our ego crave an interested listener, someone to share our stories and achievements with. By offering attentive listening, you become a valued presence in people's lives. Even the most hostile individuals often calm down when met with empathetic listening, as being heard helps diffuse their anger. If you constantly talk about yourself, interrupt others, and ignore their thoughts, your popularity will quickly decline. Great conversation requires more than just talking. It demands skilled listening. Develop genuine curiosity about others and ask questions they'll enjoy answering. The secret: encourage people to talk about themselves, their experiences, and their victories without steering the conversation toward yourself. Save your own stories for when others specifically ask to hear them. Follow this approach, and people will consider you one of the best conversationalists they've ever met. Be interesting. Be interested. Theodore Roosevelt was famous for his ability to discuss topics that fascinated his guests. Before social events, Roosevelt spent hours reading about subjects he knew would interest the people he'd meet. First, discover what interests the other person, then focus your conversation on that. If they don't ask about your interests, don't bring them up. Invest time researching topics that matter to them beforehand. Connecting with people about their core values creates deeper understanding and stronger relationships. In essence, talk about what matters most to them, not what matters most to you. There is one all-important law of human conduct: always make the other person feel important. One of life's most fulfilling experiences is helping others without expecting anything in return. When we make people feel valued, they eagerly look forward to our next interaction. Sincere appreciation has remarkable impact. Small kindnesses and polite phrases like "I'm sorry to trouble you" or "Would you mind?" create lasting positive impressions. To make anyone like you, never look down on others. Even as a CEO of a major company, guess that a taxi driver or server has strengths that surpass your own in certain ways. Make everyone feel important. Acknowledge and celebrate each person's uniqueness. Such genuine recognition naturally creates positive responses. As Disraeli wisely noted, talk to people about themselves, and they will listen for hours. The only way to get the best of an argument is to avoid it. As Dale Carnegie observed, a man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still. Arguments cement people in their positions and create negative feelings. Even when you win an argument, you often lose the other person's goodwill. When someone is forced to change their opinion, They privately keep believing what they did before. Here's how to prevent disagreements from becoming arguments. Welcome the disagreement as a learning opportunity. Resist becoming defensive. Keep your temper in check. Listen fully before responding. Identify points of agreement. Emotions in the moment often create unwanted outcomes. That's why putting time between a disagreement and discussing the problem works better. Arrange to have the conversation later or the next day. Before that discussion, ask yourself, could my counterpart be right? Does their position contain truth? Will my reaction solve the problem or just relieve my frustration? Will this discussion bring us closer or push us apart? Is winning this argument worth it, or is my ego interfering? Galileo wisely noted, you cannot teach a man anything. You can only help him find it within himself. If you want to directly attack someone's intelligence or ego, simply point out their mistakes and tell them they're wrong. Instead, avoid directly saying someone is wrong. Use phrases like, I might be mistaken here. It happens often. Let's review the facts together. This approach takes attention away from the person and focuses on the facts. People become more open-minded rather than defensive. Remember that your gestures and tone of voice can convey your wrong just as clearly as words, as Carnegie explains. When dealing with people, remember, we're not dealing with creatures of logic. We're dealing with emotional creatures, bristling with prejudices and motivated by pride and vanity. Most people are influenced more by biases than logic. They typically resist changing their beliefs. Discrediting someone's opinions damages their self-worth and makes them avoid your company. If you're wrong, admit it quickly and clearly. This not only prevents potential conflict, but earns respect from others. When expecting criticism, take initiative and honestly admit your mistake rather than waiting for someone else to point it out. Most people will quickly reassure you that it's not a major problem. Think of admitting mistakes like a safety valve on a pressure cooker. When pressure builds, releasing the valve prevents an explosion. Abraham Lincoln wisely observed, a drop of honey catches more flies than a gallon of gall. When someone is angry with you, directly confronting them will only make them more defensive and hostile. If you're the angry one, venting might feel good momentarily but won't solve the problem. During emotional tension, logical arguments rarely work. However, choosing a calm, gentle approach makes people more receptive to discussing the issue. Try saying something like, we may not see eye to eye, but I'm confident if we discuss our differences, we'll find we only disagree on minor points and actually agree on most things, Carnegie advises. It doesn't pay to argue. It's much more profitable and interesting to see things from the other person's viewpoint, and try to get that person saying yes, yes. Using the power of yes in conversations creates openness and acceptance, triggering a positive physical and mental response. This contrasts sharply with the defensive stance created by saying no. When someone begins with no, their entire body and mind shift into rejection mode. Avoid beginning discussions with your differences. Instead, use the Socratic method. Start dialogue from common ground and gradually move toward unfamiliar territory. Begin with simple, agreeable questions to build yes momentum. Can we agree that X? Yes. Is it fair to say Y? Yes. Creating this momentum significantly improves communication when you reach points of disagreement. I discovered, quite by accident, how richly it sometimes pays to let the other person do the talking. When someone complains or brings you a problem, let them do all the talking. Listen patiently with an open mind and encourage them to express everything they're thinking. They'll often talk themselves into a solution. Successful people generally enjoy sharing stories about their early struggles. Let them tell these stories. Be an interested listener, and they'll grow to like you. Friends prefer discussing their achievements. When friends outperform us, they feel important. We outperform them, they feel inferior or envious. Speak less about yourself, listen more to others, and they'll appreciate your company. No one likes to feel they're being sold something or told what to do. We much prefer to feel we're buying of our own accord or acting on our own ideas. When we discover ideas ourselves, we trust them more. Instead of presenting a brilliant solution, suggest an idea and let others decide for themselves. So whenever possible, let others take credit for ideas, as this produces better results. If there is any one secret of success, it lies in the ability to get the other person's point of view and see things from that person's angle as well as your own. The ability to put yourself in someone else's position is essential for successful interactions. Before asking someone to do something, consider their perspective. If you present your idea from their viewpoint rather than yours, your chances of success increase dramatically. For example, son, I know you've had a long day at college and just want to relax. But if you help with the dishes and trash, we'll both have more time to watch that movie you wanted to see, and I'd really appreciate it. Hey Stacy, I understand how intimidating it can be to speak up in class. I felt the same at your age. How about we start small? Let's try answering just one question per class. Sound fair? Everyone fundamentally wants to feel understood and accepted. Most people's flaws stem from their environment and factors beyond their control. Use this powerful phrase to reduce negative feelings and make people comfortable. I don't blame you at all for feeling that way. In your position, I would certainly feel exactly the same. People crave sympathy and will appreciate you deeply for offering it genuinely. When trying to influence others, appealing to their higher motives and treating them respectfully yields positive results. Understanding that people value themselves and want to be seen as fair and unselfish, frame your arguments to align with these ideals. For example, Jane, can you handle 5 more client calls each week? Better example. I think it would be fair if we rotated client calls. This way everyone shares the workload equally and nobody feels overwhelmed. What do you think? Merely stating a truth isn't enough. The truth must be vivid, interesting, and dramatic. You must use showmanship. Make your ideas memorable through creative dramatization. The difference is tremendous. When persuading a friend to join a hiking trip, show stunning photos or videos from previous hikes to spark their interest. When discussing a new project with colleagues, use visual aids like diagrams or prototypes to help them understand the vision and become enthusiastic. Engaging others' senses and emotions through visuals and storytelling makes your message more captivating and relatable. Money and external rewards aren't always the strongest motivators. Often, the work itself, the desire to excel, and healthy competition drive successful people. When faced with underperforming workers, Charles Schwab used a creative approach. He asked a factory manager how many products his shift had produced, and upon hearing 6, Schwab marked a large 6 on the floor. The night shift, seeing this number, aimed to beat it and changed it to 7. This sparked a productive competition between shifts, dramatically improving productivity. Start with sincere praise and appreciation. This makes people more receptive to constructive feedback. Your report was thoroughly researched. One small improvement here could make it even better. Highlight areas for improvement indirectly. Place, but with, and to keep conversations positive. The word "but" changes people's mindset completely. Instead of "we're proud of you, Brad," but if you worked harder, you could get better grades. Try, "We're proud of you, Brad," and if you continue trying your best, your grades will reach the level they should be. Small language changes make tremendous differences in how messages are received. When giving criticism, share your own similar mistakes first. This creates cooperation and makes others more open to advice. Believe me, at your age, I struggled with deadlines too. Here's a strategy that helped me, which might work for you as well. Frame requests as suggestions rather than orders. Instead of "do this and do that," try, "Do you think we could try X? Would it be better to X?" I suggest we try X suggestions. Foster creativity and willing cooperation. Consider others' feelings and allow them to maintain dignity when mistakes happen. Never embarrass someone in front of their peers. I noticed some minor errors in the document. Perhaps we can review it together after the meeting to make it perfect. When you spot improvements, be generous with genuine praise. This motivates people and helps them thrive. Use phrases like, "Wow, you've really improved in this area. Keep up the excellent work." Assign a positive reputation that inspires people to meet those expectations. People naturally strive to fulfill the image others have of them. For example, when you want a project completed on time without errors, say, "I've always admired your attention to detail and reliability with deadlines. This project could really benefit from those strengths of yours." Use encouragement to make flaws seem easy to correct. Show faith in others' abilities to inspire improvement. I believe you have natural talent for this. With a little more practice, you'll master it in no time. Help others feel happy about doing what you suggest by highlighting how changes will benefit them personally. I think this approach could really benefit the entire team and once implemented, it will make your workload much easier. What do you think? By applying these 9 principles, you can lead effectively, create a positive environment, and change people's opinions without causing resentment. Thank you for watching this summary of how to win friends and influence people. Remember to subscribe to the Evolution Code, like this video, leave a comment, share it with others who might benefit from these life-changing principles.